So you want to add 15 to 20 yards off the tee box. Where's a good place to start? For me, one of the things I look at in my fitness assessment is thoracic mobility, specifically thoracic rotation. So I want to go ahead and use Adam Scott's golf swing, because why not? He's one of the best in the world, to show what optimal thoracic mobility looks like and what happens to the golf ball, the amount of force you can produce when you have optimal thoracic mobility. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video here. So he starts his takeaway, everything's looking good, everything's moving back at the same time. But right here at the top, you're going to see that he continues to rotate through the upper torso, but his hips have kind of stopped. They've gotten to a point to where he's content with, but he's still coiling up that upper torso. So optimal thoracic mobility for me looks like, for a righty, it's the left shoulder pointed towards the golf ball, the right shoulder pointed up towards the sky. I have a different fitness assessment and way of looking at that in the gym, but again, we're looking at it on the golf course. So this is where things get interesting. This is what optimal thoracic mobility allows, and we call it creating lag. So essentially it's like a coil. The first thing that goes on his downswing, you're going to see that his hips start rotating and his upper torso stays just behind it. And all at the last second, right at impact, the shoulders are going to catch back up and he's going to generate a bunch of power because of this. So, right, the hip is already back to almost starting position. And look at how far behind his shoulders are. This is the lag that gets created at the elite level. And again, his shoulders are still catching up to the hips. And then all at impact, it connects. And he's able to absolutely unleash on this golf ball. Let's go ahead and take a look at the two muscles specifically that we're going to be targeting in this video and the exercise demonstration at the end to hopefully improve your thoracic mobility. We have the intercostal muscles. And what these muscles do is they kind of sit obviously right in between the rib cage, but what they do is they help during the in-breath, helping expand and contract and kind of keeping that rib cage together. And then over here in the bottom left, and this is really our oblique. Now we have an internal and external one, but we're not going to get into that. We're just going to call this the oblique. And when this guy gets really tight, specifically in golfers, it's going to be on the right side for your right-sided golfer. So you'll feel it just above your right hip and just below your right rib cage. And you can almost feel it's tender, especially for people that are playing a lot and haven't stretched this guy out. And vice versa for lefties, right? So you're going to feel it on the left side. So in this next piece or this next segment, I'm going to go ahead and show you an exercise, a mobilization exercise that I use with golfers that show restriction in their thoracic rotation. All right, so we said that the intercostal muscles help with the in-breath. So part of this exercise is actually going to be working on breathing, expanding that rib cage. And part two is going to be working in opposites, so trying to open up and stretch the opposite oblique. So you're going to see that I started turning here to the left side. I'm trying to work on my right side here. So my right rib cage, my right intercostals, and my right oblique. So I rotate to my left side. That's the starting point. From there, I drop my elbow and shoulder down to open up my oblique, and then I'm going to take an in-breath. I hold that for about 1 to 2 seconds, so I'll show that through. So there's that in-breath, hold, and then out-breath. Typically, I do 2 or 3 additional reps to this, so I'll kind of exhale, re-rotate, and then re-drop, and then take that in-breath again. You'll see a greater increase in range of motion pretty much instantaneously. So again, bigger rotation, drop the shoulder down, take that in-breath. Right here, I'm really trying to push that breath into my rib cage, trying to push it out to the side rather than a belly breath. What that does is that, again, allows that rib cage to expand, stretching out those muscles. You'll feel a lot of tightness here. So those are my recommendations. This exercise in specific is a good option to start with to improve thoracic rotation and thoracic mobility.